Starting.
Oh,
Hey, it's live. See if the link is working.
let's see. Eh? Oh, not yet.
Let me refresh.
Yay! Okay, it works.
Okay, it works.
Hello.
Okay. So I don't. We don't have a proper intro to this.
We
So
never have a proper intro to anything for this live stream, so that's okay. We're gonna wing it.
okay, that's fine. So hello for those who are not watching right now because not many people are watching right now because it's just me looking at the chat. But hello to those who are watching in the future and decide to watch this hour long, probably hour long. I think it's going to be an hour long discussion
Maybe.
of the animes that we've watched this week. Now we're going to go by the episodes that come out, like episode 3 and 4. This is week 3 and 4, I guess, right now for anime that's coming out.
Episode 5 is already here as of today because it's Sunday.
Oh, yeah, it's week 5, but we're doing this a little bit late. We're probably going to do this next Saturday if Christina's available.
Maybe.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. But
Yeah.
we feel like we'll do this weekly now. Probably we'll see for next week because Christina has some things to do next week. But without further ado, let's get started. Now we picked out a bunch of animes last week. Was it last week or
Yeah. Something like that. Either last week or a week ago.
last week?
I
Okay,
mean, 2 weeks ago, but yeah.
okay. So
Mhm.
who knows? We'll maybe get a few comments here and there. So if you're watching this after, well, it's because we're answering comments. But
Hi.
if we're not, we're still talking about the animes that we watched. Now we did pick around like 16. Was it 16?
Like, yeah, basically 14 to 15 because one of them, Sakura Quest, we haven't even started watching yet. And we're still watching My Hero Academia season 2.
So as you just mentioned, season 2 of Boku no Academia,
Mhm.
episode 17, right? I think it's episode 17.
Yeah.
So what did you think of episode 17 while I pull it up?
In terms of episode 17, it is really getting more detailed with one of the main characters, especially when it's starting to get really personal for the namesake of his hero name, considering that he inherited it from his brother. Now, I forgot what was the name of that character again?
It's Ida, I think.
Okay, yeah. And with him, like I said, it was really personal. And he doesn't want any help from any of his friends from the academy because he believes he can do this on his own. This is his own personal battle. But then seeing his friends, some of the other characters that are coming into play and trying to help him win against the hero killer, it gets really interesting from there.
Yeah, like finally they're giving some other characters a chance. We got the whole like segment with what was the other guy that had like the flaming like has the ice and fire power?
Oh, I know which character you're talking about, but I keep forgetting the name. So because there's a lot of characters and it's really hard to take it in.
Well, yeah, you had it in the beginning where he was having, daddy issues during the summer thing, the competition thing that they had.
Yeah, with the school festival, that is by far not your average school festival that you would have.
Yeah, like so we got to see his background story. I guess in the first season we got to see Bakuno's backstory. I guess and
Yep.
his name was Shoto
Oh,
Todoroki Shoto. I
mm,
like his name.
okay.
But yeah, this episode I liked it because well, finally we get some hero action, some actual hero action instead of some villains invading from while they're training. We actually see some villains, you know, trying to do some villain things, and the heroes are actually doing stuff. And with the old man, Gran Torino,
I like the name.
It's
It's
Gran
so cool.
Torino, like the freaking movie Gran Torino, featuring what's his name? Clint Eastwood. That's his
Yeah,
name.
pretty
I don't
dope.
know. I thought it was a pretty funny name, but I don't know. Like we get to see him fight that weird bird thing, Nomu,
Oh yeah,
and
that was a
and
hell of an interesting battle.
he's actually pretty cool when he fights. He looks like Mega Man, obviously.
Is that a reference?
I'm assuming it's a reference, even though it's yellow. He's supposed to be blue. Mega Man's blue, so I'm guessing it's like I think it's a reference, and the way he moves, I
Yeah.
feel like is a reference to Mega Man.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, and then we get to see what's his name? What's the big fire guy's name? Um. Okay. Well, whatever his name was, he's fine. We finally get to see him in action instead of All Might, coming to save the day. We finally get to see the number two hero actually doing number two hero things, and I
Oh,
guess
Endeavor.
Endeavor. Okay, there we go. Endeavor. We finally get to see him do something other than just stand from a distance looking cool with his flames.
Yeah, for sure. It was such a. It feels like a bit of a breath of fresh air, I could say.
And it was cool because he obviously shows that he why he's number two. But when I see him fight and just looking at him in the stance from a distance that you see in the anime,
Yeah.
he looks like a bad guy, honestly.
Yeah, I could totally see that because there's this really dark side to him, and I could see him like betraying all might at any time during the anime.
And yeah, like I feel like they could maybe in the future if they do season three, just see a little bit more about Endeavor. I'm liking how Endeavor's like what he's been doing. I'm just hoping that we get a little bit more of a background story with him because he's definitely an interesting character because he's definitely not the your regular hero that super go lucky like All Might, and he's like a Batman persona where he's not like oh he's never happy. He's like super serious and looking all badass. So
Yeah.
he's like one of those like just those heroes that I've seen a lot that that's just taking all the fun out of them.
In a way, Endeavor is kind of like underappreciated or kind of like underrated because All Might is always there. He's like the face of the industry of superheroes.
Okay. So yes, enough with Endeavor. The fight between Ida and what's his name, Shoto and what's oh my god, I can't even remember the main character's name.
Izuku
Yeah, Midoriya, Midoriya or Izuku, whatever. I always get
or
those mixed
Deku.
up. Yeah, either one is fine for me. I say
Yeah.
either, honestly. And well, I feel like he wasn't really highlighted a whole lot in this one. It was mainly more of Ida, showing his spotlight and showing that he can, do some damage too. But
Yeah,
go ahead.
yeah, it's just really cool just seeing him like getting the spotlight for once because I find it to be really interesting. It's nice to see other characters having their own moments in some of these episodes during the season.
And yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Um, the battle was cool. I thought how I thought it was gonna end is them just him escaping the villain.
Which is very, I thought it was possible too, because it could happen.
But the way that they ended it for that episode, it was all right. I liked it. It's kind of it's kind of obvious why they ended up like that in the end of the episode after that battle. But Yeah, it was a decent episode. Oh, the
Yeah,
last two episodes were good
yeah, they were really good. Really did enjoyed it.
because it's mainly fighting, and I like my action scenes.
Yeah, that's true. That's like one of the best components of season two. And for the series overall.
Mm-hmm. Now, I think that's pretty much what we had to say for what's for.
Boku no Hero Academia.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go on with the next anime that we watch, which is Aho Girl.
Oh God!
What? You don't like Aho Girl?
It's like I thought it was funny to a point where it's just really getting just really stupid, and there's so many moments where I just want to face palm and I just want to throw a rage and break my laptop.
Why?
Her intelligence and seeing how she is in the episodes is just really pissing me off.
Come on, man. I
It's
thought it
like
was funny.
it's funny to a point where it's just now getting old and now just really annoying. I feel bad for the guy who's always trying to take care of the main character, and oh my goodness,
Like, I mean, like we for people who
cringy.
don't know that we watched episodes like 1 through 3, 1 through 4 for a lot of these series that we're gonna be talking about in a matter of days, just to keep in line of with the weeks and stuff. But I actually liked Aho Girl. Like, it's not the greatest anime. It's a little bit cringy, and it obviously has its etchy moments where it needs to have, because if it wasn't, it would be kind of one of the like a really bad anime to watch and just really bland. But
Yeah,
yeah, I thought it was honestly, I think it's funny. I
yeah,
I, I really like the whole thing with them and bananas.
yeah. Yeah, that part I find to be really funny because she's practically a monkey and she's still a child,
like you have
monkey
this
child.
guy, you have the main guy that's like unfortunately having to take care of this monkey girl, as you say.
He's babysitting her.
I guess she's trying to come on to her, like, not directly,
Yeah.
but just like she wants it to happen.
There's a lot of hentai moments. Well, she's practically the hentai.
Even though she's not trying to be, it's just she's just finding an excuse to, and just trying to push him to create the hentai moments.
Yeah. And it's really funny with some of the episodes because when she was hanging out with some of the younger kids, they actually see what the main character is really like, and they're kind of scared for themselves. And after getting that experience from her, they're just like, well, they had to hold their breath and take a step back, and they actually realized that they learned from her that they will have to stay in school or else they'll actually end up like her, a total idiot.
Like, overall, I think it's funny.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest anime. It's definitely they definitely did the right thing of shortening the episodes, because all these random moments that you see and all the new characters that you see throughout the episodes, like the dog and
Oh
that yellow.
yeah,
Yes, the go ahead.
yeah, especially with the dog. It was really funny. I'm really question I'm still questioning her intelligence and what's her IQ, and yet she's able to let the dog obey her. And I don't know how's that even possible, but at least she has the skill.
Like, she's generally, like, she just wants to have fun, and that's what I really like about the character. She can be funny, and her obsession with bananas is pretty funny as well, and interesting, because what anime has done bananas?
Not a lot, I would say.
Exactly. So we got the Banana Girl anime comedy, the series summer 2017 anime of the year thing. But generally, it's a decent. I would like right now. I wouldn't. I would give it a 5 right now. Currently, of its state, maybe a 4.
Yeah,
Like
same here.
I still like the humor in it and the little etchy moments that they do,
So hentai-y.
but it's definitely not an anime for everybody to check out because it's definitely not like the most interesting anime. And if you're looking for plot, this is the anime. This is not the anime for you to check out because, well, it's not very interesting other than having some comedy and like
Bananas.
like below average humor and etchy moments.
Yeah, basically.
Now next is a ballroom Yokoso.
Yeah.
So what do you think of ballroom anime?
I swear, this is the anime that's gonna make ballroom dancing really cool even more. Now, even though ballroom dancing is really popular to some other countries or to some other people, it's not really my cup of tea. But seeing it in the anime, I thought it was really cool. Now, in terms of dancing overall, the closest thing I've ever done to dancing is salsa dancing.
Oh my god. Okay. Um. So
Your
yeah,
turn.
I guess for this anime, I'm guessing that since the people saw, I guess the creators of this probably saw the Yuri on Ice anime and thought, "Hey, that did pretty good. Let's make an anime about ballroom dancing. Let's be those guys." Just trying to take the hype, like try to continue the hype with all these dancing animes. And I don't know. I haven't seen other animes do like weird dancing stuff like this and like ice skating. So I think I'm liking it so far. It teaches you a little bit about ballroom and the steps, which is pretty interesting. The only issues that I had with it is that style that they use while they're like in a still pose when they're in the while they're dancing is kind of weird because their necks are really extended, and I know that in dance that you have to keep your head up in a certain position, but the art style that they used for for just the art style that they use while it's in those still shots is kind of weird looking because it looks like they have giraffe necks.
That's funny. Yeah, and speaking of the stairs, the way how they position themselves, like you said, I just want to echo on that. It's really creepy, and it kind of gives me the chills. I'm just like, whoa.
How so?
Cause I think personally, I think it's just the artwork. I probably it's just me. I just find it really creepy on just how they have that post like when they stand still, when they like stare, just like you said. And to me, it's really creepy.
Hmm. But yeah, overall, this series is definitely an interesting one, and who knows, maybe we'll do a review of it. I'm definitely liking it so far because we get to learn something that we not many people will know, and not many people will know about ballroom unless they watched a bunch of dance movies when they were a kid, and
Or Dancing
they'll
with the
probably
Stars.
or Dancing with the Stars. That should be an anime right there. Dancing with the Stars, the anime.
Well, either way, they probably grabbed some components from Dancing with the Stars and just put it into the anime.
I don't really
Ex-
see that, but
Except the only the dancing is there, just not the celebrities.
well, you do have a celebrity watching. I mean, teaching them.
Yeah, just not like mega superstars actually.
But
Taking
the
part.
guy that's teaching him, the blonde guy, I forgot what was his name. He's isn't he the star like a famous Latin dancer?
Yeah, because he was trained and brought up in the in ballroom dancing, and he's
I,
like the number one grand champion for the past few years
I would
on a
think
winning
that
streak.
I would think that would be a celebrity
Mm,
in their world, I guess.
in their world, yeah, it's just like not A-listers, that type of thing.
Hmm. But yeah, overall, I'm liking it, and I hope to see and learn more about ballroom and see what elaborate dances that they go. Like another issue with me with it is that that I feel like they should. I wanted to see the full like dance sequence in one go instead of like still shots and there's like dance and then still shot and then dance. Like I know they're trying to highlight those really cool poses that they do, but I kind of want to see like the whole thing all in one go.
Yeah, for sure. I can understand where you're coming from. Plus, personally, um, this anime is really promising, so I would give it an 8.
We're right now. Don't take the like the rating stuff like so seriously, but yeah, like I can't really give this one a rating until I see what happens next. There is a relationship that they throw in that probably is going to make it interesting. They may add a third guy character to make it a love triangle. Who knows what's going to happen there? Hopefully, it doesn't take over the whole dance anime because I really want to see this guy like show more of his
Succeed.
passion of you know yeah trying to be a ballroom dancer. And I want to see. I'm wondering if they'll do other dances as well,
Well, I'm
different
sure they
styles.
would.
I
They
hope.
better.
But with the name ballroom, the ballroom anime,
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's just gonna be ballroom. Maybe highlight a few others like they did already in that dance recital performance thing that they're doing. But yeah, but what overall, what did you think?
Like, to be honest, I'm really liking what I see so far. There, it's really interesting just seeing them doing the waltz and doing the tango, and it's really funny just seeing the guys, the main character's first performance on trying to be in that in the dance floor. Although I kind of find it really funny where he kind of failed near the end of the contest. So it was really interesting to see.
But yeah, I think that would be pretty much it for that anime. The
Yeah.
next anime we watch is Gamers. Now tell us what you think about Gamers. While I'll do something else while you're doing that. Tell what you thought about Gamers.
Well, with gamers, actually it's really interesting seeing with gamers because just by looking at the opening theme song of the anime, there's obviously a lot of references to gaming, like like with PlayStation and Super Mario, Nintendo, and all that stuff. Plus, I find the plot to be somewhat complex because you see the main character, who's a guy who's just living his daily life, but who really loves gaming himself. But then he met this girl in his class. I think he was in I think the girl was in the same class as him. But anyways, it's really funny to see because their relationship is kind of complex. But mainly the guy is somewhat complicated because he's kind of passive and shy, but really he's just like keeping his distance. But then you also see some other characters from the gaming club that come into play and just really trying to figure the main character out as well. So it's really weird and cool and really funny to see.
Now, like I can see this being like a boring anime to some, but I actually find
Yeah.
it really interesting from just seeing all the references as you mentioned already. Like there's one episode that they were just pumping out references and references. If you, I was sending Christina screenshots of all the stuff that I saw, and
Yeah,
here,
it's pretty funny and pretty cool.
I'll I'll pull that out right now.
Oh,
Now,
you are?
like yeah, like all the screenshots that I saved from it.
Oh, that's nice.
Like I like the idea that instead of the guy like just going in and just like agreeing with the girl and joining the club, I like how he denied it.
Yeah.
Like instead of just doing the typical thing like, okay, I'll join this club, like some animes that I've seen done that before. I don't know. I like that idea. It makes it a little bit interesting. Who knows what they'll do with it? I like the blonde girl that they have. She's pretty funny because she starts off as like a cool, popular girl, but this guy, who's pretty much a nobody, pretty much turns her down, and she breaks down and becomes this shy girl around him.
That's a totally a first. I didn't think that can actually happen.
And I guess for her that was a big turn on because she's pretty much head over heels for poor little boy.
That's funny.
But yeah, like all the references that you see in this like in his room, there's two posters. Now one I'm not sure what it's referencing, but I see there's one poster that they reference of Blaze Blue, and that's a fighting game.
Hmm.
What other references did they have?
I remember seeing like PS4, but instead, for due to copyright reasons, they put PZ4.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Like I know like some other animes that do that that
Yeah.
use PZ4 or what's um like get rid of Coca-Cola, they change it to something else.
Yeah, I mean, there's even the Super Mario graphics in the opening theme song during the sequence, which
Yeah,
is
there
really nice.
there was that too, and also actually there is actually like they actually did show one game that's actually a real game in the episode where what's his name? What's the main character's name?
Oh, man, I'm still trying to take in all these characters after we were binge watching yesterday. So,
So the main character is Keita.
yeah.
So Keita, like when he goes to the arcade and he bumps into Tasuku, they go off and play video games. Now there's the first game that they play in the in that episode is an actual video game, which is Persona Arena. And I thought that was actually pretty cool because maybe Atlas or whoever made the Persona series got permission, or maybe they're collaborating and helping out with the animation with this. Who knows what went down? But we get to see gameplay of actual like actual gameplay of Persona Arena, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was definitely something. To all the gamers out there who are wondering whether or not to watch this, if you really enjoy like the references to all the video games that you see today, then you should definitely watch it.
Not only like modern stuff, they do reference some older stuff as well. You see
Yeah.
one character that's called Seaweed Head. I forgot what her actual name is, but she's holding a PSP. What other reference are there? Well, one of the members of the video game club that's in this anime. There's one guy that's playing like a first-person shooter game,
Oh
and
yeah.
that's referencing Counter Strike. The gameplay looks like Counter Strike, but it's not Counter Strike. Just I guess
Oh
for like copyright reasons and stuff, legal stuff, pretty much.
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, like even the intro, there's a bunch of references to Street Fighter and other animes that I can name, but I don't remember right now. But it is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, and even like the shapes that you see on the controllers, like the circle and the X and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah, and the end of the intro and the ending theme, yeah, they do show. Uh, they do show the square, circle, triangle button, and I sent you a message, Hooligan,
Okay.
on Messenger. But yeah, overall, I thought it's a decent anime. I just like the main character because he's actually passionate about video games, and he's not all about the competition. He's more about the enjoyment of video games, and that's what I really liked about him.
You could relate.
Yeah,
Well, that's cool.
because not everybody's in it for the fucking money to play video games and do video game shit. And this is that character.
The essence, like basically the childhood of how it all began and still able to maintain that.
And that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I thought it's a decent anime so far. But the next anime that we watched is Made in Abyss.
Ooh, I really enjoyed that one.
So go ahead, you take the lead. Go ahead. Like
All
that
right.
movie, take the lead.
All right. So, in terms of Made in Abyss, the settings of where it takes place, the graphics and all, it really reminds me of Studio Ghibli's movie, a mix of Castle in the Sky and um, Princess Mononoke, which is really cool. And this basically involves cave dwellers who are orphans, and they're basically trying to figure out the mysteries of the abyss. And I find that to be really cool because basically going inside to the abyss is very dangerous. And Nala, and it's very rare that a lot of cave raiders come back from to the surface and being able to relive that story and be able to spread that to the town.
So you like it for the fact that it looks like a Ghibli movie.
It kind of looks like a Ghibli movie, and the plot is really on point for sure because it's basically involving the abyss and trying to be able to go down to the deep depths of the abyss and try and be able to come back is a whole another adventure and mission by itself. And plus the characters are really cute too.
So yeah, like this is actually pretty interesting anime that I just like the whole world that it's set in, that like this city that's decide these people that decide to make a living there and create its own town just because this abyss that comes out of nowhere, or whoever discovered it, I just think it's really interesting, and the lore behind it, like all the relics and stuff that they look for, because obviously they're in it for the money, but as well they want to discover what's behind and what's the purpose of this abyss that magically appeared in this world. And I had some theories that I'm not sure if I should talk about. Who knows? Because okay, screw it. One theory is that this is like set in the future, and all the relics that they're seeing are like relics of like the past, and that probably something happened, or like the world was covered in sea or something.
Mm-hmm.
Because you see like some like modern technology like with robots and stuff. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it a little bit more. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, I like it. It's fun. It's interesting. I'm not a big fan of the characters because I'm not a big fan of like the big head chibi looking characters, because a, a lot of merchandise now is becoming chibi heads. I'm not even talking about Nindroids. Or like the bobbleheads and all this other Funko stuff that is. It's kind of ruined the whole chibi thing for me. So
Yeah, I
I'm
understand.
I'm not a big fan. But the rest, the animation, the art is all dope. I'm liking it. The characters, I feel like they could go a little bit more in depth with, just a little bit more in depth with this abyss. Like I know they talk a lot about it already, but I feel like just I want to learn more behind it. I'm guessing that later on we're going to be seeing that throughout the series.
Yeah, I'm praying that they will too because the I really want to know what's going on with the abyss because in the anime they do talk about some warning signs and some other factors about and the consequences about these what these cave raiders will face once you head down to the abyss. So that's really interesting too.
Overall, this is a definitely a very good so far adventure anime.
Very promising. Definitely like we're liking what we see so far, guys. So
It's
go check it out.
it's definitely showing that it's an adventure anime, and it doesn't have like etchy and all that stuff in it. It's solid, and that's what's really good. Like from the cover of it, I was contemplating because they had like, I don't know, I thought it was kind of dumb looking because of the chibi head, but after watching it and up to date with it,
Mm-hmm.
I'm liking it, and it's
Yeah,
definitely one to check out.
for sure.
Now, the last two animes that we watched is New Game
What did
Season 2. Now, what did I think of Season 2? Well, are you there? I'm not sure if you're there, but I'm going to go ahead. But what I thought, well, if you don't know what New Game is, it's basically an anime about about these characters of this one girl that decides to go into the gaming industry, the development side, and decide to create a video game. And in the first season, they create a video game. And as Christina's messaging me, her PC's dead, so she will be on soon. But yes, I'm liking it. I'm liking it so far. It's they kind of started a little bit slow. I feel like they should hurry it up a little bit more when it comes to creating the game. That I remember one commenter mentioning that that they wanted to see a little bit more passion and more like having like the struggles of creating a video game, and hopefully we could see that because I do agree there should be more struggles and maybe learning a little bit more about the video game side, like more about the development. They do talk about that, but I feel like they could be a little bit more in depth. You get to see some characters show their shine that you didn't see, like Alba's college friend. Finally get to see her in action doing something, and you see some other work members in the game development crew actually start to show show some, and they start doing stuff basically. And yeah, I just feel like it's not great, but I still like it. But I feel like they should go more with it and make it more exciting because right now it's pretty much like a straight line of just okay for me. Because like I said, they need to show more passion into creating the game. I know that Alba is like really passionate about creating a game and she looks up to the current character developer. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Um I'm not sure how long Christina's gonna take, so I'm gonna talk about the other anime, which is Yokai Apartment no Yuga na Nichijo. Now, whenever I hear something with Nichijo, I think of the anime Nichijo. And well, yeah, I'm liking it. It's definitely an odd one. It's like I like it honestly, but I can see that it can be very bland to some people. What I really liked about it is that it has a lot of yokai, as you know, as it says in the name, has a lot of yokai, different variety, but they only highlight them in the background. Like they only highlight a few of them, like this one dog and kid ghost, and this big black bird, which is one of my favorite characters that I wish they did more with. But overall, like it's not the greatest anime. It's a very bland anime. Like if you want to watch something that you don't really have to worry about story, then this is definitely the anime for you because it's very bland. But maybe wait for the dub. You can just listen to it in the background, and that's pretty much it. And as Christina's telling me, her phone, and she's trying to figure out the Hangout app. So give me a few minutes while I fix that. I'm not sure if she can figure out the Hangout app, so we're gonna do it this way. We're gonna call her. This is our first caller. Hello, hooligan. I'm not. I can't really explain it to you how to do it through Google Hangouts app, but you're here. You're live, and you're on the phone. You're the
Yeah,
first caller.
yeah. I feel very special right now. Sorry about that. Unfortunately, my laptop has been going through a lot of um malfunctions lately, and I don't know why.
So hopefully, the future people that are watching this will hear you. But let's go back to new game, and I already said what I thought about it. But tell me what you thought.
In terms of new game, it's really great to see a lot of the main characters that are still in this in this new season. I especially really love the cat. The cat is really cute, and just seeing the main character like taking on in this new role and being able to wanting to do more in the company and contribute more is just amazing.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think of what they're going with the story wise
Story wise of the game,
of the actual series, what they're going with? What do you think of the
definitely.
plot?
Well, in terms of the plot, it's really promising. I can't wait to see more what's in store because it's really interesting to see where they're going with this, seeing how much the characters have evolved and developed. And I think it's really going to get more interesting from here. So we are going to see another great season from what I've seen.
Okay, and what did you think of Yokai Apartments?
Actually, with Yokai Apartment, because it's really interesting because the best part about Yokai Apartment before we watched this, I was mainly very excited to see Blackbird in in the anime itself. But it's really cool to see the main character being able to get a room for a cheap price, but knowing that it's too good to be true at this day of age, it's really interesting what kind that having ghosts in the apartment is a great twist. And it gets really more interesting from there for sure.
So yeah, like the issue with me is that they introduced this apartment that he decides to go to, but he leaves it already, and like now in the latest episode, he's contemplating whether or not that he wants to stay in this apartment. And I'm thinking like, damn, they already kicked, like he already left, and like how's the rest of the anime gonna turn out?
Yeah, for sure. Usually what for making decisions like that, I would usually expect it near the end of a season or a series.
Hmm. Like it has like an interesting premise of a apartment full of yokai, and that one female character that they have has powers. Like I want to learn more about that. Like what exactly are they gonna go with in this anime? Like are they gonna say like, oh, there's bad guys around and we gotta deal with them, or is it just gonna be I'm gonna go back and we're gonna have random encounters and weird humorous like adventures in the series. I'm just wondering how is it going to turn out in the end.
Because the way you make it sound, it make you. It sounds like you're making it very episodic.
Yeah, like the way it is right now, like we're not sure what exactly is going to go through, what's going to happen with this plot, and it's questionable. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see what happens. I like the Blackbird though. He or she is really cute.
Now going back to new game with the plot, what I was saying is basically that I have a feeling it's going to go with its same issues from last season, and that they're going to focus too much on one job. And I feel like in this season they should speed up the process and go a little bit more intricate of like the struggles for uh game developers to go through. Like I want to see a little bit more of that because I remember there's a commenter in the previous video that mentioned that they want to see a little bit more struggle in the anime.
Yeah, well, hopefully there's some struggles because they're human as well. So we'll see what happens.
Because they do have struggles, but they overcome it within an episode or two.
That's true. Well, we'll see what the writers and the studio has in store.
But yes, like with both of these last two animes, they're pretty much at a straight line of just okay. Like right now, Yokai Apartments, it's kind of funny. It has its moments. I like the yokai, but it's pretty bland so far because there's no interesting plot to it so far.
Yeah, and in terms of like with some of the yokai that they do discuss about it and how the main characters are able to either help them or assist them in any way or even try to battle against them, well, it makes it sound like it's very episodic.
Mm-hmm. But so far with this wave and this season of anime, we're okay with it. Nothing crazy. We still have a lot of other animes that we need to catch up with, but like it's pretty average right now. Haha, average anime reviews. If you want to check out the videos, feel free to check it out. But
No
yeah,
pun intended. But yes, go check out our videos, please.
um, yeah, I think it's pretty average. What do you think of this wave of anime that's come out? What do you think?
Well, even though it's pretty average, no pun intended, it's really promising from what I've seen. So I'm very optimistic to see the end result and the journey as we watch goes to the end of it.
Okay, and if is there any updates you want to tell people, like with the channel wise? Well, we're gonna be at 396. Well, we are currently at 396. 4 more subscribers to 400, and I think we're gonna do something for it. Who knows? Maybe a Q&A video. We'll see. But
I was hoping for a Q&A.
but overall, I think that's pretty much it. And thank you for those who watched this in the future. I don't think anybody was watching this. That's okay.
I don't know, but we got like maybe up to a few likes.
And that's fine. We're more than fine with that. And who knows, maybe the people that are watching in the future can leave their thoughts about this week 3 and 4 of anime that has come out. But overall, we'll be ending it. And thank you very much for watching. And I hope that you have a good day or good week or new week. I don't know how you want to say it, but other than that, yeah.
We'll see you next time, guys. Thank you so much for joining us at the stream. And yeah, just have a great weekend. Take care of yourselves. Be good to each other.
We out. Peace, grease, cheese, and sneeze. We out.